Oh, this is great. I finally have one of the people that were the most afraid to come on to talk to the bear. Mark, what were you afraid of, for God's sakes?
I was very afraid. I was intimidated. You are the first bear I've ever talked to.
Yeah, but there's no reason to be intimidated. It's so funny. I saw you reach out to more people that had talked to me out of how to handle this than anybody else. But that was very cool.
I like doing my research.
But I don't understand. You're like a speaker expert kind of guy. So why would you be afraid to talk to the bear?
It's because you're gruff on the outside. I just had to make sure that you were soft and squishy on the inside.
You were afraid I was going to come at you like,
I was very scared.
I don't do that. I'm maybe season 2. I'll grr at the people that don't come on the show. Maybe that makes
That's right. I'm glad I got in season 1 then.
That's right. Because I'm leaning towards maybe shaming some of the influencers that didn't come on season 1. Maybe that could make for a good season 2. So you're safe. You're safe and sound now. So
all right.
Let's talk about speaking. Why do people do that?
Why do people do it? I think that the reason why it's important that people do it is because in spite of whatever idea, what great ideas they may have, right, if they're not able to properly articulate that or share that with people, then they're really not going to find a way to get their message out there.
So they would be up a creek without a paddle.
That's right. They certainly can't do it alone. So just as you can't be Bobby the Bear all by yourself,
I got a whole
you
team
need some help from time to time.
I got a whole team behind me.
That's right.
They just get mad at me when I blow my checks on too much honey.
Yeah. Yes, it's good to have people around you that can help you with your self-control.
Exactly. I tell them, I say, look, I'm going to hibernate. Don't worry. I got to fatten up, lighten up. So when you work with people to teach them how to speak?
I do. I help them speak with confidence, okay, and to make sure that their message is resonating with the people that they're speaking to, no matter what the situation may be.
Isn't that really the trick? I mean, if you could really not know anything, but if you're speaking with confidence, you sound like you know what you're talking about.
It does make a great deal of difference, and there's easy ways, there's easy methods to give yourself confidence, even if on the inside you might not be quite so sure, as approaching this conversation with you. I might not have had tons of confidence, but I try to approach it with a smile on my face, and just talking to you, I realized I had nothing to worry about whatsoever.
Nothing to worry about. And if you did, you could have hired yourself to coach yourself. It wouldn't have been a big deal.
That's right. Done some coaching.
So let's talk about people that are afraid to talk in public, because that's a big thing, right? So how can we help them?
What I recommend people that are afraid to talk in public is start simple. Number one, start with simulating talking in public. Okay. So I encourage people everybody has a phone. I know you have at least one phone that you use all the time. So just set it up in your living room, record yourself, and then watch it back and do that over and over again until you start to get comfortable. You get comfortable seeing yourself.
That's right. It's like people forget they didn't start walking. They were a baby. They had to crawl.
That's right.
They didn't feed themselves right out of the box.
And even some people will say, well, I'm not comfortable even putting myself on video. Then I think, number one, I think that's pretty silly. But number two, you can do something in the mirror or something to that effect, just to really babysit yourself into the process.
Don't you think in that case then they're more worried about what people are going to think about them, or like that they're worried that they're going to be judged?
100%. And that I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's a key thing to remind yourself, is that when you're talking to others, that conversation isn't about you. It shouldn't be about you.
Right.
And so the reason why you're feeling self-conscious is, what if I say something wrong? What if I stumble over my words? What if I don't know the answer to a question? But if you're there being genuine and you're there to help the person you're talking to, then you start to realize that it doesn't matter if you trip over a little thing or something to that effect, because you're coming from a good place and you're making it about them.
Right. You got to remember, folks, if you get, if you really are having a panic attack, right? Just pass out. Just pass out. That's a great way to end a talk. Out, right?
Yeah, your problems would be over very quickly.
A great trick. That's probably the best way. Just remember that.
I'm going to have to add that to my tool belt. That's one that I have yet to utilize.
Just give me a little commission on that. Just say, hey, have a attack. For God's sakes, it's going to be good. It'll go viral.
I'll keep track every time I pass out, and then we'll work on a little music.
I got to go, but I love this. I'll talk to you later.